A grieving mother from West Sussex says she was left heartbroken at not being able to give her daughter the funeral she deserved because she couldn't afford the fees. Sammy Sorrenti from Shoreham died last year. Her mum, Anna Mills, was left thousands of pounds short and said she had to appeal for donations from strangers.
Well, the average cost of a funeral is around £4,000, but Anna didn't qualify for government support and didn't want the very basic cremation that's on offer from her local council. As Zoie O'Brien reports, the level of funeral service offered by local authorities entirely depends on where you live.
Sometimes I can't use one, if not both of my legs.
She was lovely. She was little and talkative and clever and funny and kind.
Sammy Sorrenti was just 41 years old when she died from multiple sclerosis.
The first thing she gave up was when she couldn't walk on the shingle beach anymore, and that was a real shock to realise that was gone forever. She couldn't speak, she could barely move, she was doubly incontinent, she needed everything done for her and was at the mercy of people being kind.
In her darkest moment of grief, her mum Anna was to be dealt another blow. She wouldn't be able to afford the funeral.
I knew that she was dying and I knew that I didn't have enough money and I couldn't speak the word funeral out loud while she was still alive. You know, I just couldn't. And until the day she was actually dying and people bunged me money. And it just was nowhere near enough. You know, we were still thousands of pounds short.
Sammy's mum was not on the right benefits for a funeral grant. She was offered a basic council cremation known as body disposal, but she wanted something which would pay fitting tribute to her daughter. Last year in Kent and Sussex there were more than 120 publicly funded funerals, but who's entitled to one, what they include and what a council will spend varies across the counties. In Sevenoaks, the average council spend was almost £2,000 per funeral. In Brighton, it's less than £1,000. Elsewhere in the UK, it can be as much as 10 times that. In Cornwall, the average local authority spend is more than £7,000. Now, experts are calling for change.
We're calling on for legislation on public health funerals to ensure that wherever you live, people can at least go and say goodbye to their loved ones if they have a public health funeral and get their ashes returned afterwards.
Anna wrote online about how she wanted to give Sammy a real funeral, and hundreds of people came forward to offer support, including Brighton author Adam Kay.
It was like getting a giant hug from the universe. Money just poured in. Some people put in £100 and some people put in £2. And people sending £2 really moved me.
My darling girl, you are. My darling girl.
She'd been silent for such a long time and she'd never been silent. She was a real talker.
The local government association said councils are doing their best to provide dignified funerals for those who need them.
Thank you, everybody, for everything. There you go.
Zoie O'Brien, BBC South East Today, Shoreham.